Hi, today is Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. This article is from Popular Mechanics, a very good magazine that I subscribed for 1 or 2 years back in college days. Today's title is for longer lasting clothes. Science says use this wash cycle. This time and temperature keeps fabrics strong and prevents premature aging by Caroline Delbert, published December 8th, 2025. Okay. وراح youth testimony IFM Getty Images. Here's what you will learn when you read this story. Procter & Gamble funded a study of wash cycle length that found colder and shorter is better for clothes. Okay, colder and shorter. Fabric dye density and lifespan is separate from issues like germs and bacteria in the wash. Fabric dye density and lifespan. Cold and short washes reduced shed microfibers and transferred dyes. Reduced shed microfibers and transferred dyes. Wow, yeah, dye. Sometimes navy colored dye on my pants transferred to the white shirts, and I was pissed off. Scientists from the University of Leeds, and it should be mentioned, Procter & Gamble, say the best way to keep clothes looking fresh for as long as possible is to use the coldest, shortest wash cycle. The detergent manufacturer joined with lead author and design school instructor Lucy Cotton Yes on a study of the way machine washing causes fabrics to spray microfibers. These lost fibers can cause premature garment aging and weaken fabrics. In the published paper, researchers used dozens of t-shirts from a specific UK activewear seller representing a handful of brands like Gildan, Russell, and Hanes. Scientists ran washing machines empty at first to ensure no ride-along microfibers were inside. Then collected water from the entire cycle to make sure all newly released microfibers were captured. The resulting wash water was evaporated and dried completely and then weighed. The scientists measured dye hold and transfer using swatches of receiver fabric in each load with their color gauged before and after the wash. The scientists measured dye hold and transfer, using swatches of receiver fabric in each load with their color gauged before and after the wash. Swatch. Famous wristwatch brand, also like a swath, right? Swatch, a handful of some fabric, hair. After a battery of tests with different colors and materials of t-shirts at different a battery of tests with different colors and materials of t-shirts at different wash temperatures and cycle lengths, the results were clear. From the study, there is a significantly greater color loss observed for the 50 degrees cotton short 85-minute cycle in comparison with a cold express 30-minute cycle. These observations provide evidence that in a real situation, increases in washing time and washing temperature increase the color loss over repeated laundering. The scientists also measured how much dye changed from darker colors to lighter ones, which is what leads to graying t-shirts and dimming of colors on bright prints, for example, right? Which is what leads to graying t-shirts and dimming of colors on bright paints. For example, dimming, graying. Considering the effect of color transfer over repeated laundering, it was observed that for most white receiver fabrics, significantly greater color transfer to the tracer fabrics was observed for the 40 degrees cotton short 85-minute cycle in comparison with the cold express 30-minute cycle. These observations provide evidence that in a real situation, increases in washing time and washing temperature increase dye transfer. When it came to microfibers, the same relationship bore out. Higher temperature and longer time meant more microfibers, whether the fabric of the t-shirt was cotton or polyester blend. So when it came to microfibers, the same relationship bore out. Stands out, bore out. A higher temperature and longer time meant more microfibers, whether the fabric of the t-shirt was cotton or polyester blend, and the release of these fibers never let up. Wow, so broken microfibers, and it doesn't let up, bore out, stands out, bear out, still endures and stands legitimate, bore out. What is also evidenced is that on the 8th and 16th wash, that significant numbers of microfibers are still being released from the fabrics, suggesting that there is a consistent mechanism of microfiber generation and release throughout the life of the fabrics. The researchers wrote, well, so clothes continue to break down, right? That's terrible. Bear out. These researchers conclude that the best wash cycle is modified Leviathan, gentler, colder, and shorter. Okay, so gentler, colder, and shorter. By reducing time and temperature, they say we can reduce the amount of microfiber pollution released into the general water cycle, the amount of wash waste soap, and the carbon footprint of our washer activity. Teaming with Procter & Gamble, which released its first cold water detergent to determine too much ballyhoo in 2005, is a canny financial move. P&G funded the research and added its 2 cents about its advanced detergents in the press release. Added its 2 cents, right? Added a little bit of their own idea, right? Opinion. Maybe it's not very important, but something to be thought about, right? Added its 2 cents. That's good expression, man. Added 2 cents. Release is the first cold water ballyhoo, like boo, ballyhoo. But the research appears in Dyes and Pigments, a pre-reviewed journal, and constituted Cotton's PhD project, regardless of the corporate cold water. So added 2 cents. Let me go, right? This is good expression, man. Teaming with Procter & Gamble, which released its first cold water detergent to much ballyhoo in 2005, is a canny financial move. P&G funded the research and added its 2 cents about its advanced detergents in the press release. But the research appears in Dyes and Pigments, a peer-reviewed journal, and constituted Cotton's PhD project, regardless of the corporate cold water. Wow. So the author is Caroline Delbert. Caroline Delbert is a writer, avid reader, and contributing editor at PubMed. She is also an enthusiast of just about everything. Her favorite topics include nuclear energy, cosmology, math of everyday things, and the philosophy of it all. Wow, so this article says we should use the less wash cycle, less detergent. We should use low temperature water so that we could reduce the microfibers in the wastewater, and also we could reduce the carbon footprint. From this article, we learned many words like uncanny, bore out, uncanny, bore out, bear out, and ballyhoo, right? Ballyhoo. And yeah, let's go back and see sorbent, ballyhoo. Noisy advertisement, loud noise. Advertise in a loud noise way. Ballyhoo. I thought boo. Ballyhoo.
Ballyhoo.
Ballyhoo. A clamorous and vigorous attempt to win customers or advance any cause. Blatant advertising or publicity, clamor or outcry, have a break. So Procter & Gamble, I like the company's name, right? Sounds like, I don't know, it's like a gambling, Procter, right? Proctor is someone who sits in a test to supervise the administering the test. Procter and Gamble. So you proctor, then you gamble away. Ballyhoo, right? Procter and Gamble, ballyhoo. They released the uncanny cold water detergent to its much ballyhoo, right? From this article, let's go back. What I try to remember: too much ballyhoo in 2005. Too much ballyhoo added its 2 cents. Bore out. Swatches of receiver, right? Swatches of its receiver. So we go and swatch. It has the image. So we go to the dictionary instead. Swatch. Oh. So instead we go to this dictionary. We know the swath, right, in the field. Swatch, sample of fabric or other material.
Swatch.
Swatch. So that's the sample of some material, right, fabric. A sample strip cut from a piece of material. A representative portion, a sample, quoted swatches of the speech in this article. A strip or swath of land. I drove through this hilly swatch of field and forest that wraps around the east and north of town. Jen Anderson. Stunning swatches of sprouting green wheat fields added a brief flash of life to the bleached landscape. So swatch. So cut, cut swath from material. Swatch. A handful of samples from some material or fabric. So swatch. So swatch is a receiver fabric in each load. Swatch. Bore out, load. Ballyhoo. Too much ballyhoo. She added its 2 cents. Added its 2 cents. Well, that's it. Thanks for listening, and kudos to this writer, right? I want to know her name again so that Pop Mac becomes famous again, right? Make Pop Mac famous again. Make popular mechanics great again. Thanks for listening. Have a great Tuesday. Bye-bye.